What is up, everybody? We are back. My thumb hit the space bar and all of a sudden the stream just stopped. Never happened before. I'm gonna make sure I don't do that again. But anyways, today's video, we have a lot to go over. We're gonna start off by talking about what is going on in the market, because with regards to technical indicators, things just flipped. Things look really good, not only for Bitcoin, Ethereum, of course Cardano, but for all altcoins in the entire crypto market. We also have some very exciting news that just came out from Cardano. Charles Hoskinson, he was responding to some tweets, people throwing some shade at Cardano, and then also something with regards to technical indicators and the big Alonzo upgrade which is coming out. After that, we're going to talk a little bit about Coinbase, regulators, and a couple of other announcements that are very important for the entire crypto world in the week ahead. So if you guys enjoy this sort of content, well, then please be sure to like the video down below, subscribe to the channel, turn on the bell notifications, and if you want to see exactly what I am buying and selling in real time, make sure to follow me on public.com. Use the code Michael, completely free to follow me. You get like up to $50 in a free stock, and you can see exactly what I'm buying and selling completely for free. Anyways, let's take a look at what is going on in the market first. So right now, when we look at what is going on in the market, right now the entire crypto market is up about 5%. We are passing the $2 trillion market cap again, and this is very important because we had seen for the last couple of days that the market has just been stagnant. We haven't seen a lot of action take place with crypto. We had seen Bitcoin and Ethereum fall back a little bit. Ethereum had gone back down to about $3,000 per coin. Bitcoin had fallen back down to about $45,000 per coin as well. But just within the last couple of hours, we have seen things just start to break out. Yes, Cardano, we're going to get into that. That has been doing extremely well for the last week. That has been leading the gains in the market, up 30%. But now we have seen the rest of the market start to flip and start to see it take off yet again. When we look at Bitcoin, right now, a couple of key things have happened with regards to technical indicators for Bitcoin. The first is that with Bitcoin, we bounced back up above the 50-day moving average on the 4-hour chart. Over the last couple of hours, over the last day or two, we had seen it break below. This is the blue line right here. We had seen it break below the 50-day moving average. But now we have bounced back above it again, which is a sign that we are, still in short term in a very bullish pattern for the market. Second thing is we are still well above this 200-day moving average. Nothing to worry about there. We broke through that about the first week of August, but that is very positive for the market. Things are looking really good. In terms of Bitcoin, one other thing is that Bitcoin had officially broken above the $46,000 per coin resistance. And this was a big deal because over the last couple days, like I said, we have seen the market just take a breather, take a pause, nothing to be worried about, but the $46,000 line was a pretty key level for Bitcoin. We just blew past that. Now Bitcoin is right around $47,000 per coin, a little above $47,000 per coin, and things are looking great right now in terms of that. But the big news I wanted to go over right now has been what has been going on with Cardano, because over the last couple of hours, we've had a lot of exciting news come out from Cardano. First of all, with regards to technical indicators from Charles Hoskinson, who is, one of the founders of Cardano. We also had some big news come out from Mike Novogratz, who was throwing some shade at Cardano as well. So let's go over all of that. Let's get into that. First thing is I want to go over briefly what is going on with regards to technical indicators, institutional investors, and some things going on with Cardano before we get into what Charles Hoskinson just warned ADA investors. So right now, we have seen that Cardano has been pushing towards record highs. We are right around all-time record highs of $2.50 per coin, and this is for a couple of reasons. The first is that obviously we have the big Alonzo upgrade, which is set to roll out on September 12th, 2021. This is a big day for Cardano. This is the day that everyone's been waiting for such a long time. It's the day when we're officially officially going to see the Alonzo upgrade roll out. That's on September 12th. That has been what has been driving a lot of the hype with Cardano. But in addition to this, we have also seen something very surprising, which we have talked about with institutional investors. And that is that with institutional investors, we have seen positive inflows go into Cardano. We have seen a switch in how institutional investors are investing in crypto. Over the last 6 weeks, we have seen consistently that there have been outflows from Bitcoin investment funds, from Ethereum investment funds, but not with Cardano. Last week, we saw $22 million flow out of Bitcoin investment products. We saw about $1 million flow out of Ethereum investment products. This is from institutional investors. But with Cardano, we saw there was one of the only ones that had a positive inflow. All the other ones had outflows. So Cardano had about $1.3 million flow into it, like net inflows. That's a big deal with institutional investors. The other big thing that happened recently, which we're going to talk about and do a deep dive in tomorrow's video, but it's specifically what is going on with staking addresses for Cardano. Because not only have we seen a dramatic increase of nearly 30% in the last month of Cardano staking addresses, but also this has a lot more underlying meaning. So what we have seen is that Cardano staking addresses, it's highlighted in the blue, has gone from 600,000 in the first week of June to 755,000 on August 18th. This is a very big deal because what we have seen is that it took a long time for Cardano to reach 600,000 staking addresses. It had taken such a long time for it to do that. But then in just a matter of 4 or 5 weeks, we had seen it go up 30% to 755,000 staking addresses. And this is important because what it shows us is that people are very bullish on Cardano long term. When you stake, Ethereum or Cardano, it shows that you're an investor that believes in the project long term. You're not going anywhere. You're not leaving anytime soon. You're not planning on selling anytime soon. And to see that big of an increase in staking addresses is a huge deal. Right now, the staked wallets contain $45.99 billion worth of ADA out of the total supply, which is $64.5 billion. A little bit more than that right now because the market cap has gone up a little bit more since this report has gone out. A couple people are saying that they're worried about the September 12th event. It's like when typically an event happens, sometimes we see things fall off after that. Ultimately, I'm not worried about it at all because Cardano in this event is different. September 12th is a day when we're going to finally see the Alonzo upgrade roll out. And what this means is it's going to solve a lot of things that investors and skeptics have been worried about, such as decentralized finance applications on the platform. Because previously, everyone's like, oh, Cardano doesn't have DeFi applications on the network yet. It's lacking and it's so far behind Ethereum in so many ways in terms of smart contracts, and NFTs with Cardano not nearly as established. It's just not as good. But the thing with September 12th is even though we've been seeing a run up, I think there's still a lot more potential coming up because of what is going on with smart contracts and DeFi applications. One thing that a couple of billionaire investors have come out recently and said, and they've actually called out Cardano, they said they didn't really like it, was because of smart contracts and DeFi applications. So first thing is what we saw on Twitter. Someone named Andrew Steinwald came out and said, why is Cardano the third largest cryptocurrency? Is there stuff built on Cardano that people are using? Honest question. I know next to nothing about Cardano. Mike Novogratz, billionaire investor, founder of Galaxy Digital, Bitcoin bull, he's a longtime crypto bull, came out and said, it's a mystery to me. And he says that he's spoken to 20 of the smartest people he knows in the space, and 0 of them saw Cardano having the traction with developers. And this is a big deal because everyone looks at Mike Novogratz and says, oh, he knows what he's talking about. He's a Bitcoin bull. He's a crypto bull. He started Galaxy Digital. He knows what he's talking about. So when this came out, this caused a lot of controversy. There were some people who were like, who don't like Cardano. They're all in on Ethereum, and they agreed with him. But other people said quite the opposite. And actually, we saw that Charles Hoskinson came out and responded. We do not see him respond very often to Twitter drama and what other people are saying about Cardano. We don't see it happen very often, but with Mike Novogratz, he came out and actually responded. So what he said here is he said, look, here I can fix the statement for you, Mike. I've spoken to 20 of the smartest bankers I know in the space. 0 of them saw cryptocurrency having any traction. So you see the key difference between what Charles Hoskinson said. He said, look, let me reword it for you. There's just 2 words that he changed. He changed the one word, which is smartest bankers, when Mike Novogratz said smartest people. And the other word that Charles Hoskinson said was cryptocurrency rather than Cardano, which is what Mike Novogratz said. So basically what Charles Hoskinson is saying is he's like, look, Mike Novogratz, you're saying that you spoke to the smartest people in the cryptocurrency space and they don't like ADA, but really you probably spoke to just bankers who don't like crypto in general. So that's the key thing is Charles Hoskinson says, look, you're saying that these people don't like Cardano, and you're saying you spoke to the smartest people, but you have to clarify, like, who did you actually speak to? And are they talking about crypto, or do they specifically call out Cardano? And me personally, if I were to guess, I think Charles Hoskinson is 100% right with this situation. I would be on his side simply stating that I think Mike Novogratz probably only spoke to people in the traditional financial world, maybe a couple people in cryptocurrency, but for the most part, I would say that they probably didn't like crypto in general, and they probably didn't call out Cardano. Despite all that, I also don't even think he probably spoke to 20 people in the cryptocurrency space about Cardano. I just don't think he did. Like, first of all, he has not spoken about Cardano very much. Mike Novogratz, he's talking a lot about Bitcoin and Ethereum. So I just don't see it that he has gone out of his way to do that much research into what other people think about Cardano. That's me personally. I could be wrong, but I definitely agree with what Charles Hoskinson said. And it'd be interesting to see what Mike Novogratz would reply with. Did he actually speak to? Like, who did he speak to? Were they talking about crypto or just Cardano? What exactly were they talking about? Let me know what you guys think about that. But that was the drama going on with Cardano on Twitter with Charles Hoskinson, and the big updates with regards to institutional investors and staking addresses. The staking addresses is the biggest, most important, really, update for Cardano. So we'll continue to go over that probably in tomorrow's video, a little bit more about the staking addresses, because that is huge and there's a lot more nuance behind that. But anyways, next up is I want to talk a little bit about what is going on with the Salvadoran finance minister, because the Salvadoran finance minister came out and stated that Bitcoin use is optional in the country, that not all businesses actually have to go ahead and accept it if they don't want. And this is important. Everyone's like, well, why does it matter? Why does it matter? Well, when the bill actually was first signed into a law in El Salvador, the bill specifically said that every economic agent must accept Bitcoin as a form of payment when it is offered by whoever acquires a good or service. It says that it must, every economic agent must accept Bitcoin. But now the Salvadoran finance minister says you don't have to. If you don't want to, you don't have to accept Bitcoin. It's just up to the business. So this is something that is interesting. I think this shows us that what is going on in El Salvador probably isn't going according to plan as much as they originally predicted. Probably not doing as well as they originally predicted. I've seen a lot of reports come out. We've spoken about this. Reports that have said that people in El Salvador don't want to get paid their salary in Bitcoin. People in El Salvador don't really agree with the law that was passed. I think they're getting a lot of pushback there. So I think that's probably one of the many reasons why he came out and said that it is fully optional now, even though in the original wording of the bill, it says they must accept Bitcoin. Nothing to worry about really long term. Ultimately, I'm not worried about it, but I think we are seeing that it's not as easy to implement Bitcoin, make it legal tender as like El Salvador and other people might have initially anticipated. Nothing, crazy, but just something to keep an eye out on, because we are expecting more developing nations, more emerging countries to do the same thing, make Bitcoin legal tender, start going headfirst into cryptocurrency as well. Moving on, big announcement came out from Coinbase just the other day. And this came out from the Coinbase CFO, who has been talking about how the company has been stockpiling billions of dollars in cash, preparing for something, like called the crypto winter. Basically, when cryptocurrency might not be doing as well, they might not be generating as much revenue from trading and like commission fees from every trade. So he said that they were stockpiling billions of dollars to prepare for a crypto winter. But the interesting thing about this happened just the other day. But the interesting thing about this is that now there was a new report that came out in a tweet specifically from CEO of Coinbase, Brian Armstrong, that says that Coinbase is going to start from this moment forward. They're going to start allocating 10% of their profits and their cash into cryptocurrency. They're going to start investing it directly into crypto. So CEO Brian Armstrong came out, tweeted on Thursday. He said that finally they have received board approval to purchase over $500 million of crypto on their balance sheet to add to their existing holdings. We will be investing 10% of our profit going forward into crypto. He expects the percentage to keep growing over time as the crypto economy matures. And I think this is a big deal. Like, everyone's like, Coinbase should be investing all their money into crypto because they're a crypto company. But it's not that simple. It's not that simple, because when you think about it, you got to remember, all of these publicly traded companies, first of all, there's a lot of rules, a lot of regulations in place. You got to follow exactly what the board says. You can't just make a decision. You have to jump through a lot of hoops. And so when Brian Armstrong came out and said that now they're going to be investing 10% of all of their profits going forward into crypto, it shows that their entire board, everyone at Coinbase, is on board with crypto. They believe that it's going to be doing well, even in the short term, because the reason why they had kept why they had about $5 billion, nearly $5 billion in cash stockpiled, was to prepare, like the CFO said, for a crypto winter. It was to prepare for times when they weren't making as much money, so they had that backup so they could continue to develop new products, new services, and continue to grow the business. So this announcement and this change shows us that they're bullish on crypto short term, because if they weren't, they wouldn't be putting the money that they're setting aside to pay for, new projects, new services. They wouldn't be putting that money that they are setting aside to need and actually use into crypto if they didn't believe in it in the short term. Obviously, Coinbase believes in crypto. They're a crypto company, but you got to remember, this is cash that they need for the business in case, let's say, they're not generating as much revenue. If crypto isn't doing as well, they don't generate as much revenue. So in my opinion, this is a big deal because it shows us that Coinbase is very bullish on crypto short term. They're willing to take money they need and invest it in crypto, not worrying about if the market goes down, because obviously they're thinking things are looking really good, and it came at a very ideal time because right now is when crypto finally started to flip and we're finally starting to see the market take back off again. We're seeing Bitcoin, break above $46,000 per coin, Ethereum well above 3,000. So ultimately, even though you would think this isn't a big deal, me personally, it is. I think it's a big deal because this is money they need. They can't risk losing it in case something ever happens. And so, with crypto, there's always volatility. Things are always going up and down. So them saying that we can invest it and the board agreeing to it shows us that they're not worried about crypto going down anytime soon, even in the short term. Moving on, I want to talk a little bit about what has been going on with cryptocurrency funds, because we've been seeing a lot of talks come out recently about Bitcoin ETFs, Ethereum ETFs, the SEC approving these ETFs, and there have been, about a dozen or more than a dozen ETFs that have been submitted for approval to the SEC, submitted applications. None of them have been approved. So now we have just come out with new information and new filings from a couple of very exciting companies. The first is from Galaxy Digital. Galaxy Digital came out and announced that they filed for a Bitcoin futures ETF. This is because obviously, like Galaxy Digital, a number of other companies have already filed for Bitcoin ETFs that have not yet been approved. So what they're doing is they're filing for Bitcoin futures ETF. And the reason why is because Gary Gensler, who is the chairman of the SEC, has been much more open to Bitcoin futures ETFs because these ETFs don't invest or seek direct exposure to Bitcoin. They invest in other assets. They don't put their money directly into Bitcoin like a Bitcoin ETF would do. And for that reason, we are seeing like Galaxy Digital has filed for a Bitcoin futures ETF. They say that the fund may invest in securities of exchange traded funds, organized and listed for trading in Canada or other jurisdictions and in other pooled investment vehicles, but they're not going to be investing directly in Bitcoin. It's just a Bitcoin futures ETF. Still get exposure. In addition to Galaxy Digital, we are also seeing a number of other companies like Wells Fargo and JP Morgan do the same thing. Wells Fargo just launched a passive Bitcoin fund for their wealthy clients, and this is very exciting because a source just came out, told CoinDesk that the new fund is a passive fund from Wells Fargo that they're going to pitch to their wealthy investors and help them get exposure to Bitcoin and crypto in particular. The new fund did not have any sales as of today, but we just got released new regulatory documents that show exactly what is going on with this. And this falls into the same vein as like what is going on with the Galaxy Digital. We are seeing that there is an increase of interest from institutional investors. We are seeing that Galaxy Digital is doing everything they can to get Bitcoin, Ethereum ETFs approved. They can't rush the SEC. The SEC is going to do whatever they want, but they're going to try and get Bitcoin futures ETFs. They're going to try and do other cryptocurrency ETFs. They're going to do everything in their power to get these products out. That shows how much interest there is. Same with Wells Fargo and JP Morgan. JP Morgan and Wells Fargo, they recently filed with the SEC as well, and this shows us that they are constantly getting asked by their investors, by their regular everyday customers, to add cryptocurrency ETFs, to get Bitcoin funds, to let them have exposure to crypto. So this is all very, very exciting. We have seen a consistent increase in institutional investor demand. We have seen JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, Citigroup, and a number of other institutional investors and companies come out with new crypto products basically every week or so. We're seeing new ones come out. So we'll continue to see how this develops, but that is something that I'm looking forward to, because when we start to see more big money players get involved, that's going to be when we start to see the market flip. That's going to be when we start to see the market for crypto go from a $2 trillion market to a $7 trillion market. We talked about this in a video, I believe, earlier today, but there were a number of CEOs who came out earlier, and I don't remember which company it was from, but there was a couple of CEOs that came out earlier and within the last 24 hours said how they believe $5 trillion is going to be added onto the crypto market cap when we see institutional investors start to actually put their money in. I believe it was from LMAX Digital. Yeah, it was the CEO of LMAX Digital, which is one of the largest institutional cryptocurrency exchanges. This is a crypto exchange specifically for institutional investors. They said that there is simply a wall of money waiting from institutional investors to be poured into crypto. So when someone like that, the CEO of LMAX Digital, says that there's a wall of money waiting to be poured into crypto that's going to increase the crypto market cap by $5 trillion, I would believe him, because that's the number one person really to look to and really value their opinion when you're talking about institutional investors. When you're talking about institutional investors, LMAX Digital, I would believe them because they are an institutional cryptocurrency exchange. You can't say that about many of the other crypto exchanges out there. A lot of those are targeted to retail investors. But anyways, that is what is going on with institutional investors. Next up, I want to talk a little bit about what is going on with regards to the CFTC commissioner, Brian Quintes. And new announcements just came out within the last couple of hours that he has officially said that he's going to be stepping down from his position as one of the commissioners of the Commodity Futures Trading Commission. Just the other day, we spoke about this government body, the CFTC, because they play a very important role with crypto. Everyone always talks about the SEC, Gary Gensler, with regards to crypto and regulations. Not as many people give the CFTC credit, but essentially, the way it works is the SEC has jurisdiction, has power over cryptocurrency exchanges. Here we go. So the SEC has power over like cryptocurrency exchanges and cryptocurrency securities. But the CFTC, they have power and jurisdiction over specific crypto assets, because in a bill that was passed a couple of years ago, I don't remember the exact year, but in that bill they stated that cryptocurrencies would fall under the jurisdiction of the CFTC, same as like how they regulate gold. This is the government body that regulates gold, wheat, crude oil, things like that. But anyways, what just happened is that the CFTC commissioner said that he is going to be stepping down, and this is a big deal because he is a very crypto friendly person. He has talked a lot about crypto recently. Nothing has ever been negative about it. And actually, he has hinted that he is going to work in the private sector on digital assets, on cryptocurrency. So now that the CFTC, a government organization, government body, now that he's stepping down from there, we're no longer going to have that person who is pro-crypto making the laws and being part of the decision-making process for regulators in the U.S. So what he said is, look, he said innovation, particularly related to cryptocurrency and DeFi, is where he's looking to next. But the thing to keep in mind is right now there are a total of 5 commissioners on this that are part of the CFTC, part of the CFTC panel. Now that Brian Quintes said that he's going to be stepping down at the end of August, we have officially lost one person who is crypto friendly, being part of that board. There's another open position already that's being like temporarily filled. So we'll see what happens. We'll see who President Joe Biden nominates, who the 2 new positions are. Hopefully they're crypto friendly, because ultimately whatever decisions are made here, whoever is appointed could have big impacts on crypto moving forward down the road. And we don't think these positions really matter too much, but when we're talking about regulations in crypto, things are so early on that we can really use all of the people that are pro-crypto that we can get in the government. Because right now, it's like a lot of people in the government don't understand crypto. And since they don't understand it, they don't really like it, a lot of them. So people like Gary Gensler, even though he's talked about implementing regulations, you know what? Better to have someone who understands crypto, has taught crypto, who likes it, and then someone who doesn't. So we'll see what happens there, but that is a big announcement that just came out from the CFTC. Moving on, a couple more stories I want to go over is one that is going on with Dogecoin. I'm seeing Fernando asking about Dogecoin, a couple people asking about Dogecoin in the comments, and we actually have a very exciting announcement that just came out with Dogecoin. So if you guys have been enjoying the video, you find it helpful, please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel. Let's see if we get the video up to 250 likes. It really helps me out a lot. But let's go into this new announcement from Dogecoin, because finally the Dogecoin Foundation is back with Elon Musk's advisor as part of the board, Vitalik Buterin as part of the board, and some pretty big names. So I want to make sure we go over the specific details of this, because I have seen some stories floating around that are very deceiving. And they make you think, oh, that Elon Musk is the advisor on the board, and that some things that are going on with this, they're not so clear. So I want to go over the specific details so we're all on the same page of exactly what is going on, what's this Dogecoin Foundation, how Elon Musk is related to it. So Dogecoin Foundation is essentially has been reestablished. It was first established back in 2014 by members of the Dogecoin team to provide support for the Dogecoin cryptocurrency through development and advocacy. That's according to the details on the website. The organization is responsible for defending the Dogecoin trademark to prevent abuse and fraud and establishing a roadmap and governance for the future of Dogecoin. Ultimately, the Dogecoin Foundation has not done anything in years. They haven't said anything in years, but now they're finally back. And they tweeted, they just tweeted on just the other day that, here it is, we'll pull up the exact tweet. They said, guess who's back? The Dogecoin Foundation. This was their first tweet in years. They hadn't said anything in years. So they said, guess who's back? They're back. And so what they said right now, their goals moving forward are going to be to accelerate the development effort by supporting current Dogecoin core and future Dogecoin developers to work on a full-time basis through sponsorship, as well as providing a welcome landing for new contributors hoping to help with the project. So, okay, those are all the details of what the Dogecoin Foundation is, what they're doing, but let's talk about this board situation, because everyone's like, Elon Musk is part of the board, Vitalik Buterin is part of the board. Some of that's true, but let's look at this. So the foundation, Dogecoin Foundation's website lists 4 specific advisors: Jared Birchall, Max Keller, Shibatoshi Nakamoto, which is Billy, and Vitalik Buterin. So the important thing here is that Birchall is a former Morgan Stanley executive. He is a close associate of Tesla CEO Elon Musk, and he is the managing director of Elon Musk's family office. So it's not Elon Musk that's part of the board, but it is the managing director of Elon Musk's family office. So anyone who says Elon Musk is on the board, not exactly. Second thing is Vitalik Buterin. He is the other really big name that is on this board, other than the original Dogecoin founder, Billy Marcus. But Vitalik Buterin is part of the board. This is important because everyone has been talking about Vitalik Buterin, some sort of partnership between Dogecoin and Ethereum, a bridge that could potentially take place. And so this is a great sign for the Dogecoin community, who has been following the developments between Dogecoin and Ethereum. Now we finally have that Vitalik Buterin is part of the Dogecoin Foundation, their board of advisors. This doesn't mean that he is directly invested in it or he's paid to work on it, but it does mean that he's going to help oversee some of the decisions made and, do exactly what we spoke about here. Help accelerate the development effort, supporting Dogecoin core developers and future Dogecoin developers as well. So that is exactly what is going on with that. A couple more stories I do want to go over, but quickly, let me look at what's going on in the chat before we keep the ball rolling. If you guys haven't seen the big news on Cardano, I'll put timestamps down below. That is at the beginning. Cardano. So we'll just do a quick recap on that really quickly before we get into the next couple of topics. Cardano staking wallet addresses increased in the last month, 150,000 new staking wallet addresses in the last month. We've also seen a dramatic increase in, obviously, the price. We've seen the big announcements from the Alonzo upgrade, which is officially had a date, September 12th, 2021. That is a big deal. And then the other thing going on is institutional investors have been pouring more money into Cardano versus other cryptos out there. Next up is I want to talk a little bit about what is going on, though, with mortgage lenders, because we spoke about this story the other day. But I'm going to pull it up real quick. But there are a couple of new developments for real estate and crypto. And this is very important because ever since 2014, we have seen people purchase real estate with crypto. Like back in 2014 was the first purchase ever with crypto to buy real estate, but now we're starting to see that people can get mortgages using crypto as well. So the first thing is right here. The second largest U.S. mortgage lender officially announced that they will accept payment in Bitcoin. We talked about this briefly in the video the other day. The company is called United Wholesale Mortgage, and this is very important because, like we said, people have been able to buy real estate with crypto, but not able to get mortgages and pay, qualify for mortgages and pay for mortgage with crypto. So now United Wholesale Mortgage, which is the second biggest mortgage lender in the US, only behind Quicken Loans, they said that they are going to start off by offering Bitcoin. Their goal is to get it by the end of 2021, and then after that, they're going to slowly start to look into more cryptos like Ethereum. They specifically said Ethereum, and I would assume other cryptos like Cardano, maybe Dogecoin, and other ones that people have had shown interest in actually paying with. They said they're going to start off by using Bitcoin, not doing anything too crazy, and they're going to expand their offerings moving forward. The interesting thing about this, though, is that we are seeing a number of other companies follow suit, do the same exact thing, go into crypto and real estate as well. We just saw that a South African property firm, they said that they're going to begin accepting rental deposits paid in crypto. This happened within the last 12 hours. South African property firm came out. It's called Quorum Holdings. They said they're expanding their payment options to include cryptocurrency. They're just doing a test in Johannesburg, but if it goes well and it proves to be popular, people are actually using it, they're going to expand this throughout all of their properties, and they're accepting more cryptocurrencies as well. The report specifically talks about how tenants may use Bitcoin or Ethereum to secure their leases, knowing that their crypto will also be held on a safe, trusted platform. The risks associated with the price volatility of crypto are still there, but all gains are for the tenant when they leave the development, with the landlord being prepared to shoulder any possible losses. The company explains how really they're ultimately expecting cryptocurrency to go mainstream, and they want to take advantage of this before other companies do the same thing. And we've seen this with a number of companies like hotel booking companies, online retailers, now real estate. All companies are trying to get in on crypto because that gives them a competitive advantage. You don't want to have a competitor that is going to beat you simply because they accept a different form of payment. It's like saying, you go into two stores and one doesn't accept card or one doesn't accept cash and you only have cash on you. It's like wherever, if you're a business and you start seeing your competitors offer crypto, all the other ones are going to follow suit. And we're starting to see that happen not only in the US, but in South Africa. There are a couple of companies in Canada as well that are doing the same thing. So very exciting that we're starting to see real estate take off with crypto and start to actually implement it into daily trading, into daily transactions with that. A couple more stories I do want to go over, specifically with some of the smaller altcoins, because we've been seeing a lot of growth over the last couple of days with Solana, with a couple of other altcoins as well. And a lot of this has to do with the fact that we are seeing Bitcoin dominance drop significantly. We've seen Bitcoin dominance drop significantly. That's a sign that we are entering a clear bull market, that we are seeing prices continue to rebound in crypto. But the thing about Solana, I'm going to pull it up. The thing about Solana is we have talked about Solana quite a bit. And for those of you who aren't familiar, Solana is a cryptocurrency that competes with the likes of Ethereum, Cardano, EOS. It does the same sort of thing in terms of DeFi applications, NFTs. Its goal is to be like an Ethereum killer. And for anyone who says, well, there's already Ethereum and Cardano, you got to remember that even though they're all trying to accomplish the same things, they all are slightly different in terms of how many transactions per second they can process, in terms of energy efficiency, in terms of a couple of other things as well. And also, there's not going to be just one platform that wins. With Ethereum, for example, a lot of people don't like Ethereum developers because of high transaction costs. There are a lot of developers who are on Ethereum's network. They choose Ethereum over other platforms, but because of the high transaction costs, they're looking to other platforms like Solana. So right now, Solana has been making one of the biggest moves in crypto out of all out of the entire market over the last week. We can see that Solana's up 73% over the last week. It is officially broken into the top 10 of all cryptos. And the thing that is very exciting about this, it's one of the only cryptos that we are seeing do it right now. But with Solana, it is breaking record highs right now. It is reaching new record highs. Not really any other crypto is doing that at this moment. Bitcoin is falling short of record highs. Bitcoin's record highs are right around $65,000 per coin. Bitcoin isn't there yet. Ethereum's all-time highs are well above $4,000 per coin. It's not there yet. But for example, with Cardano, like Solana is breaking into record highs. One of the things that I like about Solana, one of the many reasons why I invest in it, and thank you, Brandon, for that. We'll get into your question in just a minute. But one thing that with Solana that I like in particular is that it does process more transactions per second than some of the cryptos it's competing with. Recently, Solana also got a major investment from, I believe, Erect Capital. They had a major investment. I believe it was a couple $100 million. Correct me if I'm wrong, but a couple $100 million into Solana to help support and accelerate the growth of its network. Right now, for Solana, they have a number of DeFi applications already on the platform. So there's a lot to like about it. And ultimately, if you're debating whether or not to invest in it, like me personally, I invest in it. Why? It's because there's not going to be one DeFi in cryptocurrency out there that's going to win. There's going to be multiple, just like with computers. It's like there are going to be Apple, there's going to be Dell, there's going to be all these other brands out there. Same with phones. There's going to be Androids, there's going to be iPhones, there's going to be, whatever. There's going to be so many different brands out there. So same with DeFi and crypto. It's not just going to be Ethereum. There's going to be like Ethereum, Cardano, and probably a couple others as well. So anyways, that's what's been going on with Solana, and I expect that we continue to see it take off as the market pushes upward. Because what we normally see is that when we enter a bull market, when things start to take off, these smaller cryptos are the ones you want to be in because they are going to have the biggest gains. Obviously, they're the riskiest, but we'll see what happens there. Going over what Brandon, you said, what do you think about Vitalik Buterin joining the Dogecoin board? This is the GOAT joining your team. Yes, this is a really big deal because everyone talks about Vitalik Buterin, and obviously he is one of the biggest faces in crypto because, you know what? Person who started Bitcoin, you don't know. What is it? Like, you hear the name, but you don't know exactly who the person is who started Bitcoin. But with Ethereum, we know Vitalik Buterin, Charles Hoskinson, they teamed up, they helped create Ethereum. So having Vitalik Buterin as part of the Dogecoin team, it's a big deal. But the one thing you got to realize is that he's not like, this isn't like his main project. He's on the advisory board. So yes, it's important. It's going to help. He's going to help, shape the direction of where Dogecoin is going. He might help to expand some sort of partnerships between Ethereum and Dogecoin. But ultimately, Vitalik Buterin is not like working on this, obviously, as much as he would with Ethereum. It's great news, but you got to remember, it's just a board of advisors. So their goal is to help accelerate the development effort by supporting current Dogecoin core developers, future Dogecoin developers, through smart partnerships and landing new contributors to help with the project. So yes, it's a very big deal. It could help shape the direction of Dogecoin moving forward. It could potentially help bridge Dogecoin and Ethereum. But you know what? We still have to see how all of this plays out. It's not an immediate thing. It's something that's going to take place over time. But definitely a great sign to see Vitalik Buterin and Elon Musk's family managing director be part of the Dogecoin board of directors, like board of advisors. If I had to pick anyone, obviously this, like other than Max Keller, all these people are the biggest names for Dogecoin. Like Elon Musk's family managing director, that's the biggest, other than Elon Musk, that is the biggest name for Dogecoin. Vitalik Buterin, biggest name in crypto. The original founder of Dogecoin, Billy, biggest name for Dogecoin. So you have all the main people there. Next up, some people are saying they hate Dogecoin. You know what? You love it, you hate it. It's probably not going anywhere because the community is very strong, and like what a couple people are saying, it doesn't matter if the cryptocurrency, like whatever crypto you're talking about, started off as a joke. If there's enough people behind it, if the community is strong enough, and if there's enough development, ultimately you can improve upon anything. And that's what we're seeing with Dogecoin, that the community is strong enough, they want something to succeed. And if you have the right names, the right amount of money, the right people there, well then it's definitely going to help make the project succeed. If you guys are just joining us, please be sure to like the video. And also, if you want to see exactly what I am buying and selling in real time, follow me on public.com. Completely free to follow me. Just go to public.com/Michael. You get like up to $50 in a free stock, and you can see exactly what I'm buying and selling completely for free. Next up, I want to talk a little bit about what is going on. Pulling up the story right here. We talked about this the other day, but in case you guys have missed it, and in case I did miss a couple of details, I want to go over specifically what is going on with crypto adoption worldwide. I'm pulling it up right now. But right now, there was a new cryptocurrency global cryptocurrency adoption index. And this index shows specifically how and where cryptocurrency is being adopted across the entire world. We're seeing that countries that you would have expected to see the most increase in cryptocurrency adoption are not the countries where we're seeing it. Earlier in the year, we spoke about a report in the US that showed what states we saw the most increase in cryptocurrency adoption and which cryptocurrencies were the most popular in the US. But this new global cryptocurrency adoption index shows us that the countries, out of all 154 countries that were ranked, the top 5 didn't include the US. They were Vietnam, India, Pakistan, Ukraine, Kenya, Nigeria, Venezuela, and then the United States. So we talked about this briefly the other day, but the important thing here is a lot of people are missing this. But the important thing here is that you got to realize that right now, cryptocurrency is in the very infant stages still. Anyone who thinks they're late, anyone who thinks that they are, they should have got in years ago, there's no money to be made, or feels, down, I would rethink that, because right now we are seeing a massive explosion in terms of DeFi, especially with all the use cases, decentralized finance applications, smart contracts. We're seeing a massive explosion of that take place right now. In terms of retail investors in the US, most people don't have exposure to crypto. If you ask most people, they don't know what crypto is. They know it's like digital money, but other than that, they don't know what it is, and they probably don't invest in it. So me personally, this is why I don't sell any of my cryptocurrency holdings. I just consistently add to them over time, but I never sell them because we are so early that there are going to be projects that fail. And if I think one's going to fail, I'll sell it. But for many reasons, one being the most in terms of cryptocurrency adoption, that's the main reason why I don't sell any crypto, because we are still in such early stages, and I don't want to miss out. I don't want to miss out when Apple comes out with an announcement that they're going to be release a digital wallet or some sort of cryptocurrency payment. I don't want to miss out when Amazon officially accepts crypto, because when that happens, that's when we're going to see adoption really go mainstream and take off. So I don't want to miss any of that. Moving on, I want to talk quickly about what is going on with a new report that came out from a pretty prominent crypto investor. He came out and said that DeFi could be an $800 billion industry next year. They believe that crypto would, like DeFi in particular, would 10x in 2022. And we're already starting to see this happen. DeFi, for those who aren't familiar, it's going to be like all the coins, like not Bitcoin, but like we talked about, Solana, EOS, Cardano, Ethereum, and all of these coins. And what we're seeing is that this cryptocurrency expert came out and said that decentralized finance has grown to an $80 billion industry in 2021, believes it's going to tenfold in 2022. Explained how right now we have the perfect storm for adoption in DeFi, mainstream crypto adoption. This is because a lot of people are pretty sour towards the traditional financial world, traditional banking system, and what happened with the pandemic all across the world. especially in the US with them just printing out more money, has pushed a lot of people into crypto. And so he said the biggest question right now is not if it's going to succeed, how big DeFi is going to get. He said the biggest question right now is, are we going to be able to maintain this tremendous growth that we are seeing over the next couple of years, or are we going to start to see it slow down? Because over the last couple of months, we have seen institutional investors pour hundreds of millions, billions of dollars into DeFi. We have seen, Ethereum's price go from less than $500 per coin all the way up to over $3,000 per coin. We have seen Cardano go from, well below 25 cents per coin, over $2. We are seeing all these coins 5 to 10x, and we're still in just the beginning because this industry, you got to realize, it's trying to replace the entire traditional financial system. So anyways, that's what's going on with that. If we talk about crypto in general, me personally, which ones am I going to invest in? Which do I invest in? Most of my cryptocurrency investments are based around DeFi. Things that have use cases. I like to invest in things that are practical, things that I could see functioning in real world scenarios. It's not tangible because it's not a physical good, but I like to see things that are practical, things that are actually being used. When you talk about a crypto that doesn't have any real use cases, crypto that is just a meme, I could get behind it, but for the most part, the cryptos I own are going to be Ethereum, Cardano. I added more Cardano today. Even though it's up, I added more Cardano today. I just dollar cost average. I like Ethereum, Cardano, Solana, EOS. I own Polkadot. I own, those are the main ones other than Bitcoin. And so if you look at all of my holdings, I invest in the DeFi ones, the ones that have smart contracts, NFTs, and if you're talking about crypto in general, for example, Mark Cuban has come out and said, when are people, how are people going to want to get into crypto? I've been looking a lot recently at pudgy penguins, which are NFTs. I've been looking at, I have CryptoPunks. I have invested in those before. So when people want to buy NFTs, when you're talking about smart contracts, if you're talking about, let's say, even sports betting, that's where DeFi, Ethereum and Cardano and Solana come into place. So that's why I own them. And Mark Cuban, I was getting into this. Mark Cuban said, when people want to buy NFTs, where are they going to go? They're going to buy Ethereum. That's why I own a lot of Ethereum. It's one of my largest crypto holdings. It might be the largest. I haven't I have it on a couple different exchanges, but it might be my largest crypto holding, because if you want to buy any sort of digital property, any sort of NFT, you're going to go ahead and buy Ethereum, because that's all people know. If you go to buy an NFT on OpenSea, it's a platform where you could buy NFTs. Yeah, you need Ethereum. Jim Cramer has said the same thing. The reason why he got into Ethereum was because he wanted to buy NFTs. Anyone you talk to, if you want to buy an NFT, you're going to buy Ethereum. For the most part. So that is why I am bullish on a lot of these DeFi coins, because I like to see real world scenarios where people need them. Because a lot of people might have not bought Ethereum as an investment, but they wanted to buy a CryptoPunk, or they wanted to buy a pudgy penguin, or they wanted to buy any other NFT project out there. So they needed to buy Ethereum. I want to quickly go over something going on with NFTs, because I have been doing a lot of digging into them recently. People have been asking me a couple of questions about, where's the best place to put your money in crypto? Is it going to be in Bitcoin? Is it going to be in Dogecoin? Is it going to be in Cardano, Ethereum? Where should you put your money? And me personally, I've actually just started to invest more into NFTs than I previously had. I have invested in CryptoPunks in the past, and those have done very well. I have invested into a couple of other projects, smaller projects as well, and I can show you guys those if you want. Just let me know in the comments. But the one thing is I want to talk about where, me personally, I've been looking over the last couple of days with regards to crypto. And one of them is specifically with NFTs, because everyone has been talking about obviously crypto, which is doing well. And I'm never, getting rid of any of those holdings. We're seeing Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano all do extremely well. Everything's up over 5%. But the one thing in particular is NFTs. So let's take a look at a couple of the projects that I have been looking at recently. for NFTs. It's gonna take me 1 second to pull this up. But so the platform that I typically use is something called OpenSea. Here we go. We'll pull that up. So on OpenSea, if you guys aren't familiar, you can buy, sell, create your own NFTs. This is not sponsored. I don't care about it at all. I'm just showing you where I have been looking at my projects recently, because people are saying, where's the best place to make money in crypto? Like, these are the riskiest, the most highest risk things you could invest in, but they have the most upside. Story of someone who invested $175,000 into NBA Top Shots, which is like NFTs for basketball trading cards. $175,000 in September 2020. Now they have $20 million. I didn't do it, but it just shows you the potential. 175,000 to 20 million. Everyone talks about Dogecoin and how people made millions of dollars with Dogecoin, but they didn't turn 175,000 into 20 million. I haven't seen too many stories of that. So let's go over this. First of all, if you like sports, I would look into NBA Top Shots. It's just like sports cards, but digital. For those who don't know, NFTs, it's just like digital assets. It's like a digital property. So NFTs right now, if you're into sports, I would look at those. They have a lot of like highlight reels, little video clips of specific moments in basketball. Other thing I've been looking at, so that's like the biggest one, NBA Top Shots. But the other thing I would look at is what is going on with a couple of different NFT projects. Let's look at, okay, so these are trading cards. Let's just look at stats. So right now, I usually look here to start off. So if you want to invest in NFTs, I would go to OpenSea, look at top NFTs. Then you can see which ones have been having the most volume over the last couple of days. You can see which ones are being the most popular. Right now, obviously, CryptoPunks is the one that's been around the longest. And you click on it, you can see that CryptoPunks has been around since mid-2017. There's 10,000 of them. People are like, why would someone spend so much money for these? Like this one right here, 24 ETH. Okay, but you gotta remember, you didn't get in at those prices. So, which ones am I looking at right now? I've been looking a lot at Pudgy Penguins, which has been only a project that's been around for a month, but it's been popping off. Things have been doing really well with Pudgy Penguins. Another one I've looked at recently is World of Woman. It's not here, but it is one that I've looked at quite a bit. I did buy a couple of those as well when they were first launched. Take a look at that. Another project I've been looking at is also Bored Apes, Bored Ape Yacht Club. Those are like the four I've looked at. The four are really just Pudgy Penguins, Bored Apes, which are these. The other one I looked at was World of Woman, and the other one is what is going on, obviously, with CryptoPunks. Do your own research in these. Let me know what you guys think, which projects you are interested in. Do you think these guys are going to be around years from now? Because remember, like Pudgy Penguins was created a month ago. People might think it's a scam, it's a pump and dump. And you know what? It may not be here years from now. But if you think of it like a Club Penguin, it's something that could definitely be around years from now. Other thing is, if you want to make serious money with NFTs, rather than just invest in them, you could actually create your own. So if you are someone who is, good with art, all you need to do is you simply go to create. You need to have this is not with my account logged in, but all you do is go to create and you simply upload pictures, like little PNG files of art that you have made. You can go ahead and you could message me on Instagram. I can help you guys do it. But if you want to make serious money with these and you're good with art, you can create your own designs. Like someone just created all of these designs for Pudgy Penguins a month ago. Now, every time someone sells it, I believe it's 10% they get. The people who created, they get about 10% of all the transactions. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens here. But just take a look at these. Let me know which ones you guys like the best. People, if you're good at art, you can hit me up. I can help you with it, and we can figure out something to do. I've already been working on creating my own project recently. I've been working on with a couple of people there. So I'll let you guys know about that. But these are going look, 1.9 ETH, 1.94 ETH. Most expensive one, I believe, recently sold for 150 ETH, and like these prices are crazy, and they are crazy. But just think of them like digital collectibles. People want to get in, people want to make money, and so if you're looking to make like a really high return, I would look into NFTs. Even if you don't understand them, do your research, look into them, and see what projects you like, because this is where a lot of the big money is going to be made. People are like, well, if you invested in Bitcoin when it was $100, you would be rich now. And I think we're going to see a lot of that happen with NFTs. It's not like a 1-year play or a 2-year play. I think it's like a 10-year play. But if you want to turn 5,000 into 5 million, the only place I really see that happening is going to be with some NFTs. Obviously, these are going to be the riskiest investments in crypto, but I think they're also going to be the ones with the highest reward. So we'll keep that in mind. Couple more things. I do think there's a couple more stories we could go over. So I'll pull those up really quickly, and let me take a look at the comments. Someone said the Pudgy Penguin guy was crying on Clubhouse. I did not see that. Someone said, I have 25K in Cardano, worth 43,000 now. Someone said 200K. Someone said they're about to drop another 200K into ETH, Solana, and Cardano. Yeah, those are my favorite. Let's take a look at a couple more stories. I want to see. Are there any more stories I had prepped? No, I think that's really it for the stories for the video. Now we're going to take a look at just all the comments. We're going to go over what's going on in the chat, and then we'll probably wrap up today's video. If you guys are just joining us, please be sure to like the video. Helps me out a lot. Helps me keep making these videos. And I really appreciate all of you guys. So anyways, we're going to pull up the crypto market cap screen. We're going to go over a couple of stories. I'm going to address some of the comments really quickly. So right now, let's see. Stick figure NFTs. Someone says, what was the mint price on the penguins? I don't remember the mint price on the penguins. I think it was 0.1 ETH. I believe 0.1 ETH was the mint price on them. I could be wrong. Okay, let's look. Let's start off at the beginning. People wanted to talk about Dogecoin. Dogecoin, we talked a little bit there. Sorry, I'm just looking at the comments. ADA. We talked a lot about ADA and Cardano. Very exciting stuff going on with institutional investors, staking addresses, a little bit of beef going on Twitter. So that was very exciting as well. People talking about Dogecoin, Cardano. People say there's a pullback going on with Cardano. There is no pullback going on with Cardano right now. But everyone says, where will Cardano go? I've seen people say, can it reach $1,000 per coin? It cannot reach $1,000 per coin. Literally impossible, because when you look at the market cap, everyone looks at the price of, let's say, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, and everyone looks at the price of Cardano and says, oh, it's only $2.42, and Ethereum is $3,000, or Bitcoin is $47,000. But it's not about the price, it's about the market cap. So right now, like, even though Cardano is $2.42, it has a market cap of $77 billion. So for people who don't realize this, or who are new to crypto or new to investing, there's no way that Cardano is reaching $1,000 per coin, because if right now Cardano was at $20 per coin, it would have the same market cap basically as Bitcoin. It would be just as big as Bitcoin with only being $20 per coin. So when people say that it's going to reach 1,000, I would say no. I think that Cardano could reach, it could one day reach $30, $32 per coin, and that would put it at right around a $1 trillion market cap. But it's not going to be much more than that, ever. More than $1 trillion market cap. No matter how big it gets, because there's still going to be Ethereum, there's still going to be a couple of other DeFi projects out there. So I don't see it getting to be much bigger than that. You got to think, Amazon, Apple, these are the biggest companies in the world. Microsoft. You don't see any company worth more than $2.5 trillion. Yes, crypto is different, but you still got to realize that You got to look at the market cap rather than looking at just the prices. No, yeah, of course. Someone says Bitcoin market cap isn't the highest that any crypto can reach. Of course it's not. Like, Bitcoin easily can reach a lot more, especially when institutional investors continue to pour more money into Bitcoin. Bitcoin could reach a market cap of $7 trillion. It could be even as much as gold, and I believe gold is right around 10 trillion. Could be that high, but I just don't see Cardano getting that high. Right now, Cardano it's still in its early stages. Like, everyone talks about Cardano being so big right now, and yes, it's big, but you still got to think of some of these altcoins like small businesses, that a lot of them are going to fail, but there are going to be a number of winners. And Cardano, I think, is going to be a winner, but right now there are not so many like applications. Obviously, when smart contracts are rolled out on September 12th, that'll change everything for Cardano. But right now, there's still a long ways to go for Cardano to have, hundreds or thousands of decentralized finance applications being built on the platform. Ethereum has a head start there, so it's not like Bitcoin's market cap is the cap, but there's a long way for it to go. Someone says Solana could reach 1,000 this year is what they heard. Solana's price definitely, Solana's price this year is all going to depend. So Solana recently got a big investment. Like I said earlier, I believe it was $200 or $300 million. You could correct me. I'm not sure the exact amount. But Solana received a major investment to help accelerate its development process into NFTs, accelerates development into decentralized finance applications. So Solana has a lot going for it, and it's received major investments. And how high the price is going to go, I don't like making price predictions, but how high it's going to go is all going to depend on how many applications are being built on its network. If we see more widespread adoption of Solana, if developers start picking Solana more often over Ethereum, and simply what is going on in the market, if we see crypto continuing to take off, because Solana has increased. It's nearly doubled in the last week. So someone says, is Solana guaranteed to pop big time on September 12th? Not guaranteed to pop big time on September 12th. That is the date that the rollout is going to take place for the Alonzo upgrade, but you got to remember, a lot of this hype has already been factored in. Yes, it's not just hype. It really changes the game for Cardano in terms of what it can do, but we have seen the price increase 40, 50%. It's doubled. Just about a month ago, it was at $1. I remember it was at $1.03 per coin. I bought it significantly more. So a lot of the hype around the September 12th has already started to be factored in. But anyway, so that's what's really going on with crypto. I have gone over everything going on. I need to go get a drink of water. But hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Hopefully I answered all of your questions about, in the chat. Hopefully we went over everything you guys were interested in. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, please be sure to like, subscribe, follow me on public.com, check out our Patreon group, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for another episode. Hope you have a great day, great evening, or whatever time it is near you guys. See you guys.